Hi and welcome. In today's video I'm going to be talking about protecting your network from hackers and protecting the inside network from people gaining access to important information. So basically we're going to replace some routers with some firewalls and make configurations to those specific firewalls. The programs I'm going to be using today are Free Screen to Video, offered by Coyote Soft. It's Coyote spelled with a K, soft.com. They have a lot of really neat free downloads there. Another one of their programs that I use is the video converter that converts AVI to MPEG-4 or vice versa. The second program I'm going to be using is the Cisco Packet Tracer program offered by the Cisco Net Academy website. This is a really cool tool. I highly enjoy having it around. It allows you to experience what it's like to make configuration changes on switches and routers, set up networks without having to go and buy expensive servers and switches and routers and have everything strung out all over your house. Really cool program to use if you're just getting into the IT field. Even if you already are in the IT field, it's a really neat program. Or if you're going to college like I am and learning more about it. So I already have a Cisco Packet Tracer open. As you can see here, we have some end-user devices, some PCs, a couple servers, switches, routers. We have our internet cloud and the two firewalls that we're going to be working with today. The scenario that this particular activity gives is this company has a network that expanded to create a research and development department. The research and development department is working on a really important project, and they don't want anybody to gain access to the files on there because they're very confidential. And so the first thing you're going to want to do is protect the network from the outside internet or from hackers trying to gain access to that information. We have two firewalls here, Firewall 1 and Firewall 2. They're both pre-configured in this particular activity. So what we want to do is, first off, we want to replace router A with Firewall 1. And to do that, in the Packet Tracer activity, we just select router 1 and then hit the big X here, and then we'll delete that selected item. We'll replace that with the Firewall 1, and then we're going to connect everything together using a copper straight through. And we'll want to use the FA00 on Firewall 1, or Fast Ethernet, to the Fast Ethernet 01 on switch A. Now, what we need to do is do the same thing using our copper straight through. We're going to connect the firewall, which is the Fast Ethernet 01, to the Internet Cloud on Ethernet 6 interface. And now we're going to go into our firewall, click on CLI, and verify that the host name is Firewall 1, which it is. And then we need to configure a couple IP addresses, one for the WAN IP address and one for the LAN IP address. The WAN is on Fast Ethernet 01, and the LAN IP address is on Fast Ethernet 00. So we'll enter global mode by typing enable or EN, then configure terminal or comp T, and we want to gain access to that interface, so we'll type in INT for interface, and this is FA001, and then we'll set the IP address to 192.168.1.1 and give it a subnet mask of 255.255.255.0. And from here we'll do it. You don't have to do it on this particular activity, but I always do a no shut. And then we'll do the show run that means show running configuration, which would give us the IP addresses of our WAN IP, and we don't have the LAN configured yet. I should have actually waited until the LAN was configured, but that's alright. We'll go back into global mode, and then we'll access the LAN interface by typing interface FA01 or 00 rather, sorry. 01 was the WAN interface. We'll set the IP address. So IP address 192.168.1.1. Give it a subnet mask 255.255.255.0. What did I do here? I gave it the wrong IP address. That was the WAN. Okay, so let's back up here. Let me redo this really quick. I'm going to reset the activity because I've messed up somewhere here. Okay, so let's delete router 1, or router A, sorry. Replace it with firewall 1. Connect our cables. Verify host name. Go into global. Access our WAN interface, which is FA01, and give it an I'm sorry, that's where I messed up. IP address 209.165.200.225. Give it a subnet mask of 255.255.255.224. And now we can exit this, go into our LAN interface, which is interface FA00. Give it an IP address of 192.168.1.1, subnet mask of 255.255.255.0. We'll exit global, enter privilege mode, and do a show run, which shows us the running configuration. And now we should have our IP address for the WAN interface and the LAN interface, as you can see here. And then from PCB, we're going to access PCB, go to the desktop tab, and then we'll enter the command prompt. And now what we're going to do is ping 209.165.200.225. And what that does is makes sure the internal computers in that specific network can access the internet. And we are getting packets sent and received, as you can see here. And now the next thing we're going to do is on firewall 1, we're going to copy the running configuration to the start configuration by typing copy run start. In one of my other videos I talked about how important it is to back up the running configuration to the start configuration if you have, if you're in a lightning storm or the power gets knocked out or something. It's important to do that so that you don't have to take all the time again to configure everything. You can just copy it back over if you need it and it's backed up. Second thing we're going to want to do is protect our network, or the research and development department, from inside attacks. So we're going to replace router C with firewall 2. So router C, we'll click the red X. we'll remove that, replace it with firewall 2, connect everything together using a copper straight through cable. We want to go from FA01 on firewall 2 to the FA03 interface on switch A. So 01 and then 03, and then what we want to do is use the copper straight through and go from the firewall 2's fast Ethernet 00 interface over to switch C, and that's going to be 01. And then we'll confirm the host name again like we did with the other router, with the other firewall. It is firewall 2 should be, and then we'll configure our WAN interface IP address and subnet mask, as well as the LAN IP address and subnet mask, like we did with router 1. So we'll enter global mode, type in EN or enable, configure terminal. That puts us in global mode, and then we'll access the FA01 interface, which is going to be our WAN or our wide area network. Set the IP address, and that should be 192.168.1.3.255.255.255.0. We'll exit that interface, and we'll configure our LAN interface by typing interface FA00. Give that an IP address, and the one that we're going to use is 192.168.3.1, 255.255.255.0. We'll exit this, do a show run, and we should have two IP addresses, which we do, one for the LAN and one for the WAN. And then we'll access PCB again. Go to our command prompt, and we're going to ping 192.168.3.10. And what that's going to do is it's going to verify computers on the subnet B. We don't want them accessing computers on subnet C, and it should verify that. Destination host unreachable. So there you have it there. And now we're going to go to PCC, enter the command prompt. We're going to do a ping 192.168.2.10, and what that does is it verifies that the computers on the subnet C can access the server on subnet B. So we do want the subnet C to be able to access the server, but we don't want computers on subnet B to get access to computers on subnet C, which would prevent somebody from doing an inside attack. And now what we're going to want to do is verify computers on subnet C can access the internet. So we'll go back to PCC, go to the command prompt, and then we're going to ping 209.165.200.225, because that's the address of the ISP or the internet. And we should be able to have all of our computers on subnet C be able to access the internet. We are getting replies. And then we'll copy the running configuration to the start configuration on firewall 2 like we did with firewall 1 here. So copy, run, start. And that is all for this video. Again, just to give an overcap of what I did, we configured two firewalls on a network so that we could prevent attacks from outside hackers, and we configured another firewall to prevent inside attacks from people gaining access to important files on a growing network. Hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. If I did something wrong that you guys caught, feel free to leave me a comment. If you have suggestions, go ahead and leave me a comment as well. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it.